Hey y'all, welcome back to the Libs React channel. This is the finale of Game of Thrones. Season 8, Episode 6. The episode is titled The Iron Throne. Now, I've watched a good bit of sports in my life, and I've never watched sports that had dragons disintegrating entire cities. No, I haven't watched anything with such sportsman-like behavior before. And this, the year of the 2024 Summer Olympics, I think. I'm gonna give the gold medal to Daenerys because I fear her, which is exactly what she wants. And as far as I know, she's the only one alive. Well, her and Arya. Presumably Tyrion's still alive. Jon, very up in the air. I mean, Sansa's still alive. Presumably Bran would also still be alive. But no. Yeah, where the numbers have dwindled so quickly. Choosing fear was a decision, and I don't stand by it. I don't stand by any of what Daenerys did there at the end. And you don't need to hear me wax on about this, because if you watched episode 5 and you watched my ending thoughts, then you heard me wax poetic about where I was emotionally and mentally, and I am ready to see the ending, though I'm feeling incredibly defeated. But I want to see this through. We're gonna see this through. I am nervous but excited and everything in between. So let's get into it, guys. If you want the full length reaction, it's over on Patreon. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the episode. I can't believe we let Varys die. Is that Jon behind him? It's devastating.
I'll find you later. Let me send some men with you. I'm going alone.
Let him go alone. It's a shock they didn't see Arya leaving. Wow. That's crazy. All that energy to tear this all down, and she didn't go right to
In the name of the one true queen, Daenerys Targaryen, I sentence you to die.
Oh. Who are we killing?
It's over. These men are prisoners.
Oh, Lannisters.
Until the queen's enemies are defeated.
How much more defeated do you want them to be? They're on their knees.
They are breathing.
They surrendered.
One.
I obey my queen's commands, not yours.
And what are the queen's commands?
Kill all who follow Cersei Lannister. They chose to fight for her.
Easy, man.
Wow.
Jon,
It's not worth it to die for this, Jon.
we should speak with the queen.
Yeah. Well, that's a moment. The dragons were a beacon for hope. Killed all of my hope. That's crazy. He tried to get them both out, not just Jaime. He tried to save Jaime and Cersei. It's actually so f***ed up that I'm crying. I really don't like their love, but I think he loved her so much. Oh wow. I didn't expect to feel that way. I expected to feel that way about Jamie, but that is dark, bleak, even. Doesn't feel good anymore. Well, that was cool. She is the mother of dragons.
Shafka Adravish does get anima hogagoron shikatimori.
And children. And innocent people.
Shafka Adravish okwenegin mori.
You tore down the stone houses of innocent people.
Shafka reagis anhan reagis andati.
And you shouldn't be proud of it. That's okay. The dragon said, period. Mom, period.
Hinrangem is hosno en nomadic rupa. Avitolvio a Nurho Gento Sibrosan. Dario Valerio Valeriat.
Wow. What an honor.
Dovageris. Jeme henioti no hotina sintas. Seas postaruti ubridas. Sir. Daremi rosse istat.
Liberators? They killed free people.
De.
You killed
In veli
people.
pasma tetostao.
Free innocent people.
In vrappa tolvio vio ni nondiraderat.
What do you mean?
Hen winter velva dornat.
What? They're free.
Avar. Valar. Rinjar. Tole Gregovobotis.
Break the wheel. You have definitely broken a wheel, and you have created a more terrifying wheel. What do you even stand for anymore? Free them. Free them of what? Tyrion Lannister, are you about to kill her? Oh my god. Brothers in the oath breaking. Oh. Thought he was just about to stab her in the back.
You freed your brother. You committed treason.
Oh, he's dead.
I freed my brother. And you slaughtered a city.
Yeah, you did.
Zirineja Katas.
He doesn't even care. So he doesn't fear you. You hold no power over him. It's all up to Jon. I don't even know that she'll allow Jon with her anymore. Hello.
What are you doing here? What happened?
I came to kill Cersei. Your queen got there first.
Your queen. They told
She's
you not to
everyone's
trust
queen
her.
now.
Try telling Sansa.
She's everyone's queen now? Jon, really? A little bit of treason would be nice.
Wait for me outside the city gates. I'll come find you.
Jon, she knows who you are. You'll always be a threat to her.
That's true. You gotta leave.
I know a killer when I see one.
Ooh. Oh. I trust Arya. I thought he was gonna go see the queen.
I suppose there's a crude kind of justice. I betrayed my closest friend and watched him burn. Now Varys' ashes can tell my ashes. See? I told you.
Till one day joy will turn to ash in your mouth.
So is there life after death?
Not that I've seen.
Oblivion is the best I could hope for. I strangled my lover. I shot my own father with a crossbow. I betrayed my queen.
You didn't.
I did, and I'd do it again now that I've seen what I've seen.
He shoots straight. I feel I would like to say I'm pretty
I can't
consistent
justify
in
what happened.
appreciating when people are honest. Like, even when I dislike Cersei to my core, she's always been
But the war is over now.
ruthless and
Is it?
dark to her core.
When
Was
you heard her
always.
talking to her soldiers, did she sound like someone who's done fighting?
Nope. Sounded like someone who's just beginning.
She liberated the people of Slavers Bay. She liberated the people of King's Landing. And she'll go on liberating until the people of the world are free. And she rules them all.
And you've been by her side, counseling her. Until today.
He did believe in her until today.
Varys was right. I was wrong.
Why did he turn in Varys?
Our queen's nature is fire and blood.
You think our house words are stamped on our bodies when we're born, and that's who we are? Then I'd be fire and blood too.
Flip of a coin.
Not her father, no more than your Tywin Lannister.
Did you see what she did out there?
Pile up all the bodies of all the people they ever killed. There still won't be half as many as our beautiful queen slaughtered in a single day.
Cersei left her no choice.
It was over.
She saw her friend beheaded. She saw her dragon shot out of the sky.
And she burned down a city for it.
Innocent people.
It's easy to judge when you're standing far from the battlefield.
Would you have done it?
Burned down.
You've been up there, on a dragon's back. You've had that power. Would you have burned the city down?
Nope.
I don't know.
Jon.
You won't say because you don't want to betray her. But you know.
You know damn well.
When she murdered the slavers of Astapor, I'm sure no one but the slavers complained. After all, they were evil men. When she crucified hundreds of Myronese nobles, who could argue they were evil men?
Yep.
The Dothraki Carls she burned alive. They would have done worse to her.
So we all had her back.
Evil men die, and we cheer her for it. And she grows more powerful and more sure that she is good and right. She believes her destiny is to build a better world for everyone.
Destiny, there's that word again.
If you truly believed it, wouldn't you kill whoever stood between you and paradise?
Doesn't she have it though? Except for Jon. Jon is the only thing standing in her way now.
I know you love her.
More never changes.
I love her too. Not as successfully as you.
Love him.
Love is more powerful than reason. Look at my brother.
Love is more powerful than reason. Yeah. Look at Jaime, dead
Love
in the
is
rubble
the
of
death of
Caesar.
duty.
Love is the death of duty.
You just came up with that.
No. Who told him that, though? I know we've heard it before.
Maester Aemon said it a long time ago.
Maester Aemon.
Sometimes duty is the death of love.
Oh.
You've always tried to do the right thing, no matter the cost. You've tried to protect people.
No matter the cost.
Who is the greatest threat to the people now? It's a terrible thing I'm asking. It's also the right thing. Do you think I'm the last man she'll execute?
No.
Who is more dangerous than the rightful heir to the Iron Throne?
If that's her decision, she is the queen.
You're joking. Love really is the death of duty.
I'm sorry it came to this.
And your sisters? Do you see them bending the knee?
I think that's his weakness, isn't it?
My sisters will be loyal to the throne.
Why do you think Sansa told me the truth about you? Because she doesn't want Dany to be queen.
She doesn't get to choose.
No. But you do.
The majority of me is hoping that Jon is saving face, right? That he knows that there are people that are listening, always protecting the queen. They always have the queen's back. So he can't even do a little bit of treason because not in his words. But his brain is treasoning, but thoughts aren't treason. Tyrion taught us that. Thoughts aren't treason. And he has to save face right now. Because love is the death of duty. And he loves his sisters. And his duty is to Daenerys, technically. Right now. Oh. Hello. But you love us. We're also a target. Okay, that is a cool shot. They really, the dragons are so well done. Oh, you played the game. Very demure, very mindful, very sportsmanlike. Won the throne. Those are the most unhinged eyes I've ever seen in this show. Congratulations. Look around you. The ruin you created. Whoop. That smile faded. For a second, there was a glimmer in her eyes, right? To see him so happy. And then she looked back at the throne and she went,
When I was a girl, my brother
yours.
told me it was made with 1,000 swords from Aegon's fallen enemies. I imagined a mountain of swords too high to climb.
I saw them executing Lannister prisoners in the street. They said they were acting on your orders.
Oh, he is not keeping his cool.
Have you seen children, little children burned?
Innocent children.
I tried to make peace with Cersei.
And they surrendered.
She used their innocence as a weapon against me. She thought it would cripple me.
And Tyrion?
He conspired behind my back with my enemies.
Yeah, that one we understand.
You can forgive all of them. Make them see they made a mistake. Make them understand. Please, Dany.
Ooh. We really just got over the fact that she said, "Don't call me Dany."
The world we need won't be built by men loyal to the world we have.
The world we need is a world of mercy. It has to be.
And it will be. It's not easy to see something that's never been before.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
How do you know it'll be good?
Because I know what is good.
The dead, innocent children on the street? That's good?
What about everyone else? All the other people who think they know what's good.
They don't get to choose.
There's no hope.
Be with me. Build the new world with me. This is our reason.
Your throne should be built off of the bones of innocent people you killed. Look at this. I'm sorry. I didn't think he had it in him. What a shot. How is Dragon gonna feel? Uh-oh. The Targaryen way. Incest and murder. Uh-oh. Holy shit. Burn that shit to the ground, Dragon. Melt them. Duty is the death of love. Wow.
Where's Jon?
He is our prisoner.
So is Lord Tyrion. They were both to be brought to this gathering.
We will decide what we do with our prisoners.
No, you won't.
Some of you may be quick to forgive. I swore to follow Daenerys Targaryen.
You swore to follow a tyrant.
She freed us from a tyrant. Cersei is gone because of her, and Jon Snow put a knife in her heart. Let the Unsullied give him what he deserves.
Say another word about killing my brother and I'll cut your throat.
Oh, wow. I thought this was going to be a friendly meeting.
This country owes you a debt it can never repay, but let us try. There is land in the Reach.
We do not need payment. We need justice. Jon Snow cannot go free.
It's not for you to decide.
You are not here to speak!
Wow.
Jon committed his crime here. His fate is for our king to decide, or our queen.
We don't have a king or queen.
Maybe we do.
Choose one.
For the love of everything. Pick a leader. Any leader. Sansa.
Make your choice then.
Not the Greyjoys, because fuck them.
My lords and ladies, I stand before you as one of the senior lords in the country.
I don't want
And
you.
understand.
That scared the shit out of me.
Please sit.
That is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. That was awkward.
Why just us? Maybe the decision about what's best for everyone should be left to, well, everyone.
Oh, was that a democracy?
Maybe we should give the dogs a vote as well.
Oh, that was cruel.
I suppose you want the crown.
Me? The imp? Can't think of a worse choice.
Who then?
I've had nothing to do but think these past few weeks about our bloody history.
Bloody. Yep.
What unites people? Armies? Gold?
Sometimes.
Flags?
No.
Stories?
I know he's looking straight at Sansa.
Nothing can stop it. No enemy can defeat it. And who has a better story than Bran the Broken?
No. Bran doesn't want it.
The boy who fell from a high tower and lived. He crossed beyond the wall and became the three-eyed raven. He is our memory.
No, he is that.
Our triumphs, our defeats, our past.
He is the opposite of death.
Bran has no interest in ruling, and he can't father children.
Good. Sons of kings can be cruel and stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
His will never torment us. That is the wheel our queen wanted to break.
That is true. She wanted to break the wheel. She got lost in the wheel.
From now on, rulers will not
busy.
be born. They will be chosen. On this spot are the lords and ladies of Westeros.
I love that idea.
I know you don't want it,
The best ones don't.
but I ask you now, if we choose you, will you wear the crown?
No.
Why do you think I came all this way?
Really?
The Brandon of House Stark. I say aye.
Come on, fellas.
Aye.
No. Thank you, Samuel.
Aye.
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 Aye. I'm not sure I get a vote, but aye.
I love you, little brother. I always will. You'll be a good king. But tens of thousands of Northmen fell in the Great War, defending all of Westeros. The North will remain an independent kingdom.
Wow. Wow.
All hail Bran the Broken. First of his name, King of the Andals and the First Men. Lord of the Six Kingdoms. And Protector of the Realm.
All hail.
All hail Bran the Broken!
Wow. I thought he really didn't want it.
You will be my hand.
No, Your Grace, I don't want it. Thought I was wise, but I wasn't. I thought I knew what was right, but I didn't.
That's not fair to yourself.
Choose Sir Davos. Choose anyone else.
I choose you.
You cannot.
Yes, I can.
Yes, he can.
I'm king.
This man is a criminal. He deserves justice.
He just got it. He's made many terrible mistakes. He's going to spend the rest of his life fixing them.
Whoa.
Giving you to the Unsullied would start a war. Letting you walk free would start a war.
So?
He has chosen to send you to the Night's Watch.
Oh my goodness, you're joking.
The world will always need a home for bastards and broken men.
He's not a bastard. And I don't think he's a broken man.
You shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children.
All of that just to get back in.
But Grey Worm has accepted the justice of a life sentence. Sansa and Arya wanted you freed. But they understand our new king needs to make peace.
His brother, Bran.
Was it right? What I did?
What we did.
It doesn't feel right.
It was something. I think it was right. At least you stabbed her.
Again in 10 years.
Ask me again in 10 years. You stabbed her, to her face whilst kissing her. Pretty devious. But you didn't stab her in the back. So. This whole story starts with a.
I don't expect we'll ever see each other again.
I wouldn't be so sure. A few years as Hand of the King would make anyone want to piss off the edge of the world.
That's how it all started. Till death. Oh.
Univalilis valocho. Sulivavajo nath.
Oh. I really don't harbor ill will towards him. Like, he loved her.
Wish there'd been another way.
The North is free thanks to you.
But they lost their king.
Ned Stark's daughter will speak for them.
Queen of the North.
She's the best they could ask for.
I'm not going back north.
Where are you going?
Bravos.
What's west of Westeros?
I don't know.
No one knows. That's where I'm going.
So dumb to be crying.
Your Grace.
Oof.
I'm sorry I wasn't there when you needed me.
You were exactly where you were supposed to be.
Okay, Riddle Keeper. I don't know how I feel about this whole Bran thing. Caption of the field that whispering woods. Free by Lady Wow. What a crew.
What's this?
A song of ice and fire.
Wow.
What does he say about me?
Uh-oh.
I don't believe you're mentioned.
What? Who does he need to be hand to be mentioned in the fucking story of this fucking world? Justice or Tyrion Lannister? My goodness.
Your Grace.
Your Grace. Your Grace. Your Grace.
We appear to be missing a Master of Whisperers.
Suitable prospects will be brought to you for an audience in the coming weeks.
And Drogon? Any word?
He was last spotted flying east towards
Farther
the land.
away, the better.
Okay, not necessarily true.
Perhaps I can find him.
Oh.
Do carry on with the rest.
As you wish, Your Grace.
Bye-bye.
Sir Podrick.
Oh, is he a knight?
We serve at your pleasure, King Bran the Broken, ruler of the 6 kingdoms and protector of the realm.
6, huh?
Long may he reign.
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 That will improve.
6 kingdoms.
I'm sure it will.
I don't know how I feel about him as king.
The Master of Coin looks forward to helping the Master of Ships, but first he has to ensure we're not wasting coin, or soon there won't be no more coin.
Find the best builders and set them to the task.
Oh, speaking of builders, all the best brothels burned down. The Master of Coin is willing to fund reconstruction.
Oh, of course.
I think we can all agree that ships take precedence over brothels.
I think that's a very presumptuous statement.
I once brought a jackass and a honeycomb into a brothel.
What? What? Why? Okay. Thormund? What in the hell are you doing here, buddy? Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's such a, it's an ode to the tree. She doesn't have her chains on her anymore either. so proud of them. Ned would be proud. He would be. Oh, are there women in the Night's Watch now? Or are those all just wildlings? Ghost! No, what happened to your ear, buddy? Queen of the North. She's unshackled.
Queen of the North!
The Queen of the North. She's still flying the Stark banner. She's still Arya. Wow, the wall. There's no shot they already rebuilt it, right? Is he going true north? And we didn't get to see what Drogon was. That felt better than I thought it would. It's a very happy ending, to be fair. I did say I didn't really want like super nice, neat, tidy bows on all the storylines. I think, however, with that said, the cinematography of it, the artistic treatment of it, the music, the moment of it all was good. And I think obviously their stories, no one's story is quite over yet. And their lives are still going to be full of low moments, presumably. So I feel at peace with it. I'm actually happier with the ending than I expected to be. Which in total, usually the finale of a season makes me kind of cast a light over an entire season for me. So I think with that said, and this being the finale and this being the entire journey of Game of Thrones for us, I am pleased. It is, of course, a shame that this wasn't based off of the final book, but I think there was a lot of love. It's very obvious to me that this show was made with a lot of love, and wherever the writers or the behind the scenes people may have let the books down or made decisions that changed things that felt uncomfortable, I think the actors gave their all. I do know specifically that the actress that plays Daenerys Targaryen, well, I should say, I read once on Twitter that she called her mom when she got the season 8 script and was worried and was asking what is something Daenerys could do that would make you hate her. This is always something, my biggest fear for her was that she would become too righteous in her power, that the power would take hold of her. I think obviously you can kind of link that back to some of the Targaryen personas, but I do think for her specifically, it was, I mean, sure, you could say it was in her blood, it was in her family line, it's in her lineage, but also Tyrion said it really well, we conditioned her to think that she was always right, that she was always doing something good by taking over communities and telling them what to do. Because all of those times that it was we were against the people that she was taking down in killing and stepping on toes, they were objectively bad people. They were evil. So we stood by her and we supported her and we cheered her on. And so when it came time for her to not do that, she felt pretty righteous in it. And obviously Missandei dying is like a huge catalyst to that. That if that one moment would have been left out, I think that would have definitely had less of a ripple effect on certain things. But the show has never really held back. It is interesting because it has held back in some beheadings, like visually. I don't know. I guess we never actually saw Ned's head come off. We just see it off his body eventually, which I think the way that they did Missandei's death was actually pretty artistically good. Overall, I think Ned would be proud of his children. I think Bran is the only one that I'm a little like, oh, I don't know about that. I firmly am with where Sansa is. Firmly am with where Arya is. Pretty firmly with where Jon is. Although I think the only thing with all the Stark kids is like, I think Ned raised them all to be like very strong, independent people, and he like took a moment to recognize them all for like their own individuality. And we see that in how he treated Arya. Because Arya didn't want to be a lady. Arya didn't want to do these naming classes. She wanted to learn how to fight. She wanted to, learn how to wield a sword. But I do think it's interesting that at one point in time, we're reminded that like together, the direwolves are stronger as a pack. But then at the end, they're all split up. I think for me, that's a little bit of a disconnect. And perhaps that's explained by the lack of the book and the fact that, it does make sense for the show. Though I'm just not sure I'm just not sure that fully sits super well with me, though they're all connected in their own way. At least so we did get a Jon and Ghost reunion. I think that obviously levels up to it. Or makes up for it a little bit. I do want to apologize for bringing Mojito into the scene when Jon killed Daenerys, because I fully thought he was just going to make out with her and was like under her spell, and I was going to be like, look at this, look at how he's betrayed us. And then all of a sudden I heard the knife go into her gut and I was like, oh. The woman was too stunned to speak. I didn't see it coming. I wanted it, but I think we know full well that this show giveth just as hard as it taketh. It really does. So you really can't trust. And that's why that's why there's the sweet summer child. And that's, it's like, that's the whole point of it. That's why I always say, like, I think I still have a little bit of that sweet summer child left in me. But yeah, the episode 5 of this season really did drain me of all hope. And this one, I cried a lot in this episode. It was very emotional for me. When I really, really love something, I do get really emotional when it ends. Like, I remember I cried very hard when I finished GTA 5, which is such a weird game to cry at the end of. It has nothing to do with necessarily the story being sad, but it had everything to do with the fact that I just thoroughly enjoyed my time in that world. And then all of a sudden, the story ended. So I do think some of my emotional reaction was just like the end of this chapter, the end of, I think it's like 76 total episodes. Something like that, somewhere in the 70s. And that's like 70 something hours of my time. Well, more, right? Like probably closer to 80, because some episodes are like an hour and a half. And that is a really decent amount of time to invest in something. And I really, really loved this world so much. It's probably one of my favorite worlds I've ever invested any time in. And I think it's wonderfully acted. It is so weird because I recently was watching episode 1 again and like really purposefully watching it and like taking notes on it for something. And the budget quality was so much lower, and it's just, that is such an interesting, like, to have like been watching season 8 and then go watch season 1 episode 1 again and be like, whoa, there's just so much put into this show. And I really like was hooked with season 1. So just says a lot to the love, the heart that was put into this by everyone that worked on it. From the actors standpoint, I think this was casted pretty phenomenally. I think it was acted phenomenally. I think the lighting, although minus some of the really, really dark scenes, but like the portrayal of the world was really well crafted. The sound was so good. And I will say, for this episode specifically, the sound had a lot to do with my emotional reaction. I am not always one that notices sound, but the last 2 episodes specifically I did. I think they did a really good job in the last episode with helping you immerse into the moment and by the last episode, I mean episode 5 of season 8, immersing you into the moment by kind of like removing the sound and making it feel like you were just injured or like you're losing your hearing. And then with this one, it's just like the moments when they start that music. It's like when Tyrion finds Jaime, it was like, I was never a Jaime and Cersei fan, never. And I was so, that was like my least favorite thing from episode 5 was that they died in each other's arms. And then yet that's still, that moment of Tyrion finding them was really emotional for me. Some things switched in me there, not necessarily in how I feel about Jaime and Cersei, but just that moment was really powerful. It just reminded me of, like, at the end of the day, they were family, and Tyrion loved his family, and Tyrion did genuinely, I think, want Cersei to get out. He definitely wanted Jaime to be safe. But I think deep down, he also did want Cersei to get out. Like, at the end of the day, they were family. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not mad. I was fully expecting to be kind of like feel meh or uneasy or unsettled or have some sort of like bad taste in my mouth for the season, or feel like, you know, the characters weren't done their justice, but I think they all got their due. I think almost too much. If anything, if I had one critique, almost too much. We full circled everything. Pretty much started back where we left off with some people and some stories, and this show is very like parallel heavy. Like, it just really mirrors one moment to the next moment, like in a way that I think is really phenomenally done, but also like, I don't know if it was purposeful for it to be done so much for the last season. I think that would be my only critique, is like too much of a tidy bow, too much full circle for some people in a way that like doesn't necessarily make sense. And then Bran, I think that to me is not necessarily like, I'm not necessarily on board that. And really it's just that one moment of like, why do you think I came all this way? And I'm excusing it because obviously, like, he has this bigger power to see things that we can't see. But it just, I don't know. I honestly think if it came down to just that one line and they had him say something different there, I would feel a little differently. Because it almost like shadows the entire story of Bran. It shadows the entire story. And maybe that's on purpose. Like this destiny thing, this word, the D word that kept being thrown around. Like maybe it's just like harkening back to that. But it just felt kind of cheap. Kind of like you let all of this happen because you knew that you were meant to be king. But then like we chose you because you don't want to be king. But then you're here because you know you are going to be king. But then we just did this entire thing because someone was so righteously thought that they deserved the Iron Throne. And then you're gonna sit there and like expect like all the chairs to be tidied, presumably, and like really buttoned up crew that you have. That's just all very weird to me. That's never really been what Bran was to me. So I think that to me is a disconnect. However, I reserve the right to feel differently by the time that I have edited this and feel a little bit differently in the comments, or to have like open conversations with you guys in the comments. That can happen a lot. I don't generally edit this end portion. Once I have edited this end portion for the full-length reaction, I don't generally re-edit it, because my fear is that I will censor myself and how I actually felt given the second watch through. So I try to keep this pretty pure to how I felt right at the end. So by the time I get to editing this, I definitely could maybe feel like a little more comfy with the Bran stuff. So open to be having these conversations in the comments about how people feel about Bran, but also just open in general. And I hope we've had pretty healthy conversations this entire season. Again, at the time that I'm recording this, I have just posted like season 6, episode 3 or something, maybe 4, maybe 5, I'm not sure. Early on in season 6, definitely not more than halfway through it. So I've got the rest of season 6, all of season 7, and then all of season 8 to edit before I get to this one. So that's definitely a couple weeks away, and maybe my feelings on it will change. But again, I like to keep this pretty true to how I felt in the moment. I think that helps me stay honest, and that's why I don't rewatch it, because I don't want to edit out the truth of how I felt in the moment to make, because I could just be out here making myself look really good, like really smart, really knowledgeable. Sometimes I leave in those little bloopers for you guys, and I love when you guys catch it. Anyway, if you want all the bloopers, you can do watch-alongs over in Patreon. Full-length reactions are there. It's a watch-along style, obviously, because you can't just post the entire episode in my Patreon. So you have to have your own copy of it, of anything that I ever post over there. But it is a really fun way to enjoy things with you guys. And also, like, the money from Patreon helps me tremendously, like so tremendously, you don't even know. And that's huge. So thank you for supporting me there, but also thank you for supporting me here on YouTube, where you're most likely watching this. Every view matters more than you know. Every like matters more than you know. Every comment matters more than you know. You experiencing this with me, it just means everything to me. But the fact that I am able to do this at the pace that I am, and to edit things and get this content out at the pace that I am is and I would of course love to be able to do it in an even faster pace, but it's only possible because of the support from you all. So thank you deep from my heart, and from Mojito, who made that very cheesy guest appearance right at Daenerys' death. I did not mean to do that. I really didn't think that was going to happen. But anyway, we thank you. Mojito gets more treats the more you watch. I'm just kidding. He always gets treats anyway. He's a spoiled little boy. All right. I'll see you guys in House of the Dragon. Okay? All right. I'll see you there. Bye, guys.